Welcome to Fouts Boxing Theory. In this video, we're going to be breaking down my student's first sparring session in over a year. No, my guy is the guy in the gray gloves. His name is Eddie. And the guy in the blue, his name is Quadir Albright. He's a 10-1 pro. My guy, Eddie here, we see getting his glove up, looking to get on the front foot to catch Quadir's jab because he's very fast. He's also very tall and has a massive height advantage of 6 inches over my guy who's 5'7" versus Quadir who's 6'1". My guy also is going to be fighting at around 135 when he's fighting and competing, and Quadir Albright is literally a pro at welterweight. Okay, there's a video of him sparring and quote-unquote knocking down Brian Norman Jr., the welterweight champion. But Eddie has only really moved around with a couple of guys in the last year from the Discord and moved around and sparred with me. Okay. The skills that I teach, the way that we move around, the things that we are doing when we're drilling and we're, have allowed him, after only like a 2.5 month camp. We did about 3 weeks here, 3 weeks here, and 3 weeks here. So I guess it's like 9 weeks, about 2.5 months overall. This was after about 2.5 months of work with Eddie. So we're going to go ahead and play it around. Doing a good job of getting to the front foot, controlling the jab, and getting into range, Getting into range, notice, trying to pick off the jab here, just in case it came when he brings his weight, and then stealing a jab to the body. Little free punch right there. Stole the jab to the body. Now he's going to steal a leaping hook to him. Boom. Catch him right around the guard. Throw the 1-2, following up on those shots. A little bit of circling. And then we have Quadir coming in with his first leaping hook of the sparring session. Being a really tall guy, he winds up throwing that shot quite a bit. Get your hands up, Eddie. Get your hands up, Eddie. Good counter, though. Getting that shot back. Beautiful follow-ups, by the way, from Eddie. Push back to the back foot, counter to the body. Quadir comes in with a jab again. He comes in with a 2-1 up top. Nice follow-up. And all-time great flaws, guys. Everyone thinks that they're going to be Floyd Mayweather, right? Keeping their right shoulder high, their left shoulder low. Boom. And then he's just getting hit right over the top. And again, this is a strategy. Again, I tell everybody it doesn't work. You're not just going to fight a guy who can actually strike, a guy who can actually throw punches really well. Okay? And again, Eddie, my guy Eddie here, has one amateur fight. Just one. And he's just catching this guy over the top. This guy's literally an 11-fight pro. Right? Catching him right over the top with a 6-inch reach disadvantage. Now, man, I want to say pretty fast jab though, right? We are in range, and Eddie needs to be keeping an eye on that jab, but it's very dangerous, and we're gonna see Quadir catch him with the left hook soon. But starting to get some good control with the jab here, Mr. Quadir. Beautiful work, by the way. Quadir's going to take and again, this is like an all-time great mistake. It's very, 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 very common. Quadir, again, being the taller fighter, he's going to take a big step onto the line here, stepping jab against my guy, and Eddie's going to slip that stepping jab. Boom, catch him to the body, catch him to the head with a follow-up shot. Little combination. He got timed really well with the body shot. No way he was going to be able to avoid that. Eddie was going to be too good for that. But Quadir didn't move at all, so he got hit with the follow-up shot as well. Okay. Now again, right over the top. Okay. He just tries to turn. Boop. Right in the headgear. Boop. And then catches him with the follow-up shot. Quadir's not blocking punches super correctly. He's doing his best. He's seeing the motion coming, so Eddie's not clipping him the hardest. But the funny thing about this sparring session is Eddie wasn't going hard with this guy. Eddie wasn't trying to hit this guy hard. We were just moving around, and then he's going to actually try to hurt Eddie later, but he was trying to hurt Eddie the whole time. Here we go. So Eddie tries to parry the jab here. He gets to the front foot. Good parry. Counter the jab to the body. Parry, peeling. He doesn't have his left hand up. Get your left hand up, Eddie. Gosh darn it. Now the leaping hook comes, and he tries to parry it, and he winds up getting him with a good shot here. Boop. Good shot. Good shot right there. Now, Eddie's trying to pivot on the front foot after we get caught here. Boop. And now he's going to take a big step here. Front foot pivot. And what happens when you pivot on the front foot, guys? Boom. He gets caught. Poor Eddie. Beautiful. Little post-punch defense. Gets on the line. 1. Throws the 2. Quadir rolls it this time. And then comes up. Coming back. Whoop. Pulling. Now, very cool stuff, right? Quadir's been he's been seeing the 2-1 coming, right? And Eddie's like, oh shit, maybe a left hook is going to come. So Eddie pulls to get away from a possible left hook on that beat. And Quadir is trying to block the left cross right there. Beautiful boxing from both of them. And then Eddie peels off the line. Oh, a little rocket jab, stepping jab. Man, he's so close. He doesn't need to be stepping with this shot, but it helps him be explosive. Now, again, he's coming in with the leaping shot, trying to catch Eddie around the guard right there. And again, this shot is more effective because Quadir has a pretty decent jab here, stepping jab. So when he gets my guy Eddie reaching for the jab, he catches him with the hook a little bit more often. He didn't fool him here, but he still caught him around the guard, probably behind the head, actually. Another common little move, boom, 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 right on the top of with the left cross. And then again, this fake defense, right, guys? You can't just be in front of a guy here. You can't just be in front of a guy here who can snap and just throw a punch like that, right? Boop. Just catch you like that. You're too close. You're on the line with the guy, right? And all you have to do is snap, okay? Snap one time, catch the guy. But this is his first sparring session, like I said, in a year, and he's sparring with a literal 11-fight pro. He's got only about, we did a camp. We did 3 weeks. Beautiful. Again, following him around. Rear hand probe. Boop. Time it excellent. Excellent shot again. Follow up off the shot. Boop. Gives him that shot. He gets the parry, but he's not expecting the follow-up shot this time. Beautiful boxing again from Eddie. But we did a couple of weeks in Texas with a couple of these twins that are in the Discord that post their training as well. And then we did a couple weeks in Georgia with another guy who has the twins. I guess one of them has one fight, and then the other one has no fights. Another guy in the Discord has no fights as well that we met up and trained with. And then we went to this gym, Front Street Gym. Uh-oh, Eddie, pull, do something. Got to counter. Move your head. Part of your active guard is punching and moving, right? Can't just let him unload punches on you on the ropes. Uh-oh. Putting a little pressure on Eddie. Ooh! Now, beautiful work here. He gets on the line with them here. Boop. Stepping jab, right? Eddie throws a jab here. Throws the jab. And look at Quadir try to pull the jab this time, right? But it's a 1-2 this time. Catches him with an excellent shot here. Really, really, really good. Follow-up shot from Eddie, setting it up. He's like, oh, okay, I think this thing's going to be open. Boop. Okay. And then boop, boop. Catches him with an excellent shot here. Now, again, we're not trying to hurt Quadir. We're not going hard, okay? But he catches him with a really, really good shot here. And Quadir's making, what I'll call an all-time great mistake. Look at him here. It's arguably southpaw. He's going to be taking a step onto the front foot. And as he moves to the front foot, he doesn't have his lead hand up. So he's going to be relying on his reflexes for defense for the first snap of Eddie's attack. And he chooses to fight off of the jab. And it winds up being a 2-beat attack instead of a 1. Boop, boop, and catches him with an excellent shot. Ooh. I think he caught him on the chest right there, and he got shoved a little bit. Now, this is interesting, too, because Eddie's been catching the jab here, parry, going to the body, and Quadir had a little bit of a little, how do you call this? An adjustment, I guess, right? He's like, okay, he's been going to the body, but maybe he was just going to throw that 1 up there and throw the 2 anyway. But I think he might have been timing Eddie because Eddie's been catching him with the jab to the body off of his own jab, right? Stealing it away, catching Quadir with a stepping left hook here, right? Instead of a jab this time. Boop. Now, beautiful work here. I don't know if you guys even saw that, but Quadir tries his little trap again. It's a very easy trap when you're always taller than everybody. His jab gets picked off here, and now Quadir's going to take a big step onto the line, go down. He's going to try to jump onto the line with the left hook, and Eddie smacks him. Same fake left hook that caught Brian Norman Jr. apparently. I don't know. Actually, I didn't actually watch the sparring session. So, but yeah, timing Quadir coming in with the leaping hook. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and play it on through. We got like another minute here. We did 3 rounds with Quadir. Honestly, the sparring was pretty good. He did go a little bit harder than we did. Again, leaping hook, trying to get on the line with that again, getting caught in between. And this time, Eddie, smart enough, boop, catches him with the follow-up shot as well. Wait, Eddie. Boom, got him. Boom, got him. Now what do you do, Eddie? Post punch defense, circle, move. Don't stay there. Don't challenge him, right? He's got an advantage over you. He's got the extra reach. It's easy for him to stand in range, right? And here we see like one of the first times we see how far away they are. Eddie's trying to touch him with the jab right there, but he's kind of so far away he can barely but he can still touch him here very cleanly with the right hand over the top. Really good shot from Quadir right there. Parrying the jab there. Ooh, got him with a good leaping left hook there. He's been getting him go to the jab to the body here. Got him right there. And I think that's Quadir's best move. He lands it a few times. We did counter it a few times as well. Beautiful work. You got to move, Eddie. You got to keep moving. Got to keep circling. Don't sit on the line because, like I keep talking, you guys, you're not going to just get to beat a guy who's taller than you for free. You got to work the whole time. You got to keep moving. Now, real quick, good job leashing him, controlling some space, not letting him come forward, right? Don't let it be free. Just move around. You got to do something. And those some things that you do set up your attacks, right? Boom. No follow-up there, but that would have been a good follow-up from Eddie. There you go. So he's setting it up there. Goes boom. Gets the counter from him. Boom. I think he's pulling and rolling that one. I don't think Eddie gets him on that one. Good body shot right there. Good counter there. Seeing his counter coming, countering him with the hook there. But again, you can see really here, Eddie can't reach him here, right? Boop. And he's touching him right on the outside. Right here. Good shot. I think he's fallen off balance. He's fine. But an excellent sparring session for Eddie. Again, this is his first session. That's the end of the round right there. This is his first sparring session in a year. Eddie's an amateur. And the only people that he's been moving around and training with are Fouts Boxing students. And I want to point out, aside from my guy Joe in Georgia, who's about 5'10", everyone that Eddie trains with is smaller than him. Okay? I'm smaller than him. The twins are smaller than him. Actually, there's another guy that we were moving around named John in Texas that was not I guess he was a little bit taller. I guess he's like 5'7", maybe 5'8". But I was able to teach Eddie how to do that, how to move around and do all that stuff, without even having to have him fight anybody who's taller than him. Simply because, not that Eddie's slow, Eddie's very quick, but everyone else is not Joe, but the twins, everyone is very fast, right? We're all very, very, very quick. So it winds up being a very similar feature, being able to fight somebody taller, except for, oh man, I'm just out of range, pa, and he can kind of get you still, right? Had Eddie reaching a little bit. But Eddie's not the first person that I've been able to teach how to fight and how to move and how to do all that stuff in person in a very, very, very short camp. I have another guy in the Discord that was getting to spar with professionals at the Jackson Wink camp. And he is an amateur. He has only a couple of amateur fights, and he was sparring with much bigger pros, and I was teaching him how to easily outbox and out kickbox them. I know that I teach only boxing on YouTube. I usually only talk too much about boxing. I do a very, very little bit of film study, but I teach in person. I teach kicking. I teach kickboxing. I teach how kickboxing and MMA or how striking and MMA work together. But I have a professional MMA student that I teach, a couple that are going to be going pro soon. But I teach striking for all combat sports. The other gentleman, Jaden, I was able to teach him, how to control the line, how to move around, how to do all these things against bigger opponents as well. Again, in a very, very short amount of time. Because if you're good at this stuff, if you're good with your body, if you train hard and you work hard and you do the part about being strong and in shape yourself, okay? If you do that stuff and you do the drills, you can do the patterns, teaching you everything else in person and teaching you how to do the games and how to do the how to actually fight somebody is easy. Okay, it just makes sense. It's the only way that it really works. Okay, but anyway, check out the Discord. Eddie's part of the Discord. The twins are part of the Discord. Everybody posts their work. They're getting better. All that stuff. And Eddie, after this training session, because again, we went to Philly originally because this is what we went for, was sparring. Now they didn't ask us how much experience we had. They didn't ask us if he was a pro or an amateur. They didn't ask us anything. We just showed up. We were training at the gym, and they were doing some sparring. Actually, we didn't know it at the time, but Richardson Hitchens was sparring, and he was sparring, I can't remember, some guy, a little other guy. It actually made me think that he was going to lose to William Parra watching that. But yeah, we just asked if we could spar, and they put him in the ring with, an 11-fight pro with a 6-inch reach advantage, throwing giant leaping shots, trying to knock my guy out, right? But we competed very well. He trained very well. He trains very hard. And yeah, that's what we went for, is to get sparring. But Eddie got way better after this. He got much, much better, being able to see, oh, yeah, you do really have to take this kind of stuff seriously. Moving around, because again, like I said, he spars with a lot of guys who are smaller, right, his size, and it's a much different game being able to beat and compete with people who are bigger than you, right? As we saw in that scene, Eddie's pretty quick. He's got pretty good reaction. He's got good control of the jab, right? But when your opponents have any kind of real advantage over you, it's the angles are just a little bit more difficult. There's just more spaces that they can hit you in that you have to be familiar with. But yeah, the Fouts Boxing Academy is the home of all the drills that Eddie does, the way that he gets better, the way that he learns striking. And again, we've only done a couple of in-person sessions, right? It was like a 2.5-month camp with Eddie most recently. And before that, we'd only done a couple of in-person striking lessons for his power. Eddie is a very, very, very hard puncher. But again, after this session, right, just being able to spar one guy, he immediately got much better. We were able to, thank you, by the way, Qadir, your mom, Superfly, sending us the video. We really appreciate it. But yeah, the system works. The rules work. They're going to be able to put you in a position where when you're moving around with the guy who's, trying to hurt you, and he's going to be jumping onto your line. Where's that? He's going to be jumping onto your line with leaping hooks, trying to knock you out. You're going to put yourself in position where you can catch him with a hard shot and knock him out. Maybe win the fight. Now, Eddie, being a very good sparring partner, I'll say, when we would catch Qadir, we would let him off right away. Anyway, we're not going to go over any more of the film. You guys want to watch it, go ahead. But yeah, check out the Fouts Boxing Academy, okay? It's the easiest, simplest, most comprehensive way to learn how to fight, learn how to move around, learn how to do all the things that you're like, whoa, that guy is so good. That guy's, because if you know what you're supposed to be doing and you know how to execute the drills and the techniques, all this stuff becomes really easy. Okay. Anyway, see you guys.